So right now, you have to understand that you're the hero in this movie, and if you're struggling for a very important reason. And how you handle these struggles and how you deal with these struggles are going to decide the kind of person you're going to be afterwards. You're either going to be a superhero or you're going to succumb to them and you're going to fail. So be happy that you're struggling because that's important. That's the first thing. Second thing is,
I want to, end up the stream with Andrew Tate's How to Develop an Iron Mind. All right. This is how you become mentally resilient.
welcome to the 6-week Iron Mind training. If you've bought this course, you may have seen one of my first videos. If not, the link is going to be below here where I explain the secrets to having an iron mindset. So I'm going to preach the virtues of an iron mindset. I know all of you bought this because you understand how important it is to have a mindset of iron.
Yo, Andrew Tate looks so fucking pale, bro. Look at him wearing Under Armour and shit like this. That's crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy. This is so old school, but I'm not going to lie. This has really brought me a lot of enlightenment yesterday when I was watching it. I'm like, you can apply a lot of this shit to your life today. All right. So this is the mentality of a great fighter, a boxer, MMA, somebody that wants to learn things quickly. You got to have an iron mind like this.
But I'm going to sit here and once again explain to you how different the world is when you have a mind which isn't warped and affected easily by outside influences. You are never going to become a robot. This has nothing to do with not feeling emotions. This has nothing to do with just becoming an empty, emotionless void of a person. That's not what this is. This is about understanding that you're a human being. You're going to feel emotions. This is a beautiful thing. And making sure that you use them in the correct way. A. And B, you do not ever let them stop you doing what you're supposed to do. I say to people often, I haven't felt like going to the gym in 2 years. I'm wearing my gym clothes right now. I just finished training. I haven't felt like training in 2 years. After 10 years of professional fighting, after giving my life to exercise, genuinely, I have not woke up and felt like, oh, I really want to train. I haven't felt that way in a long time. That's why I retired from fighting. But I have still gone and I have still trained regardless of how I feel. So this is one of the tenets, and there's going to be a lot of things you're going to learn, of an iron mindset. It's the ability to not let your feelings affect you, and sometimes to do the complete opposite of how you feel. Because you're not going to very often feel like working hard. You're not going to always feel like doing the right thing. You're not always going to be motivated. The idea that you need to be constantly motivated shows how weak your mindset is. I don't need motivation to go to the gym.
You see? That's why he always says,
you need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing.
And that's the difference between a man and a fucking child, bro. That's facts. That's facts. Look, a lot of the times you don't want to do something, but you have to understand that somebody out there is doing the exact thing that you want to do, and you decided to take the fucking day off. What's wrong with you, bro? Everybody here better have hit the gym in some way or form today. You don't need to go to an actual gym, but stay at home in a little corner and give me 50 push-ups, 50 pull-ups, or 50 dips. All right? Do one of those things, 50 burpees. Challenge yourself. Do that. Nobody wants to do it, but you got to do it. All right? I did my workout today.
I cannot want to go with every fiber of my being, and I will still be there because I use my cerebral ability. I use my mind, and I logically decide what I'm going to do with my day regardless of how I feel, regardless of whether I'm motivated or not. This course is going to be 6 weeks that's going to teach you how to put together a mindset that allows you to get things done. Because that's all life is, and that's all the world is. Life is just getting things done, doing the right things, doing the important things, making sure they're done efficiently and thoroughly so that you live the best possible life. It's as simple as that. It's not particularly complicated. A lot of the lessons that you would need to learn, I gave out in my free video. So if you've not seen that video, once again, the link is below. Watch that video for a start. 6-week training is going to be about exercises you can do to teach yourself slowly over time to put together a mindset that prevents you from failure. Because if you have a mindset that doesn't allow you to fail, then you're simply going to win. There's no other option.
All right, let's get to the point.
It's extremely important. I'm not going to be, and I don't want to be one of those guys who's like motivation, inspirational. I've never been one of them people. I don't believe in motivation, inspiration. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe that you need motivation to get things done. I'm not going to sit here and just talk a whole bunch of motivational things to make you feel good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the things I always did that allowed me to put together the mindset I currently have. So,
and that's what we want. That's what we're here for. We're here for the juice.
If you look at any story, literally any story with a hero in it, they all have one thing in common. And that thing is that there's always a villain. You cannot have a hero without a villain. It doesn't matter. You can think of any superhero, any comic book, any book you can think of, any movie. There's always a good guy and there's a bad guy. So for the good guy to exist, there has to be a bad guy. There's no other way for the duality of the universe to continue without this basic tenet. So you want to be the good guy in your story. You want, and in every, I've said this before actually, as a man, life is going to be difficult. It's more difficult than being a woman. It's more difficult than anything else.
So you have to basically envision yourself as the hero of your story. Every single day, you're writing a chapter, you're writing a page to fulfill the chapter, to fulfill the entire book of your story, and you're the hero. So who's the villain? Who is your villain? That's what you should be asking yourself. That's how you develop an iron mindset to be able to get done whatever you need to do. All right?
Very easy to see yourself. Life is actually easier as a whole if you see yourself as a hero. Because in every single hero story, the hero suffers. He has a hard time. And if you understand that you're suffering because you're a hero, then the suffering begins to make sense. So you can be sitting here right now going, my woman doesn't respect me, I have no money in the bank, this is difficult, I'm struggling here, I'm struggling there. You can feel sorry for yourself, or you can say, yeah, my woman doesn't respect me, I'm struggling, I can't make money, but you know what, that's because I'm a fucking superhero. And my life's going to be hard because I'm a man. And as a hero, it's going to be difficult. These are the tests and the trials and tribulations I have to go through to become someone. Every single male superhero went through a whole ton of shit before he became superhero.
And that's what you got to do. Every single day, there's always going to be a challenge in your life. There's going to be something that's holding you back, and you need to be grateful for those opportunities to turn things around. All right? That's how you develop that W mindset, bro. That's how you do it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Type 1 if you agree. Type 1 if you think that you got to be the hero of your own story. Type 1. Let me read some of what y'all saying. Watch it, pro. Tate banned on YouTube for telling the truth. I box and do Muay Thai. I'm trying to get down to fight my first fight. Yo, Gabby, W to you, bro. I know you're not from New York City, but W to you still. JD Trace, how do you think Elba feels about Tate now? I don't know. He probably respects him, bro. I mean, you got to respect somebody you've been in the ring with, right? Yo, IXS, say you, Brody. Tate's best fight. Jake versus Tate is fake, by the way. It's not fake, bro. We just went through this whole thing. I don't think it's fake, bro. I have to see proof. I have to see proof to really give that some truth.
You've seen the Batman movies. His parents died. He was locked up in jail. All these bad things happen, and then they emerge as the hero. And this is done for a reason, because it's the reality of life, especially as a man. So right now, you have to understand that you're the hero in this movie, and if you're struggling for a very important reason. And how you handle these struggles and how you deal with these struggles are going to decide the kind of person you're going to be afterwards. You're either going to be a superhero or you're going to succumb to them and you're going to fail. So be happy that you're struggling, because that's important. That's the first thing. Second thing is there has to be a villain. Now, most people think their villain is someone else. You see this all the time. The villain's the opposite of the hero. So if you're sitting at home and you haven't got much money and you're broke and you're pissed off and you're depressed, and you look at me and I have 4 supercars and all these girls, I'm traveling the world, I go everywhere I want, you may think I'm your villain. People look at other people and think, oh, that guy has this guy has this, and they become envious and they think that's the villain. That's not true. That's not the case.
See, and this is what happens when you compare yourself to other people that you're like watching or you're like looking up to, right? When you see role models and you compare and contrast all the things that you have compared to their life, and you feel shitty after you've done that, then that's the wrong thing to do. That's the wrong thing to do. You should admire them for the things that they've accomplished, and you should wonder how they overcame the challenges that they had in their life. Every single day, like I said, there's going to be a new challenge in your life. Today, for me, it was literally, I came into live stream. I had a certain time that I was going to live stream for. Came in, my modem went red, had to swap it out, go get a new modem, wait on a fucking line, deal with those people, swap it out, come back, connect that shit, and then start up the live stream again and do it from scratch. All right, and then delete the last one. That was my challenge today, but I still got the job done. Still worked out. Still had to do what I had to do. And every single day, you're going to face a challenge like this. And then who's your enemy going to be? Your enemy is going to be yourself. Every single day, it's you in the mirror. How are you getting better? 1% better every single day. That's who your enemy should be.
Every single person has different circumstances. There are things you have that I don't have, and there's things I have that you don't have. So I may have had a genetic gift over you, for example, because I'm a fantastic kickboxer. But you may have been born more wealthy than me. I was born in a very, very poor family. So I had advantages and disadvantages. You had advantages and disadvantages. So comparing yourself to other people is asinine, and it's inane because it's not a level, fair playing ground. There are some people who are born to millionaire parents who are gorgeous, model, good-looking, and have six-packs without trying. Some people are lucky like that. That's just how it is. So comparing yourself to these people is not going to help you. Your villain is nobody else. Your villain is someone you're going to create. And you're going to create your villain because he's going to motivate you to be the most powerful hero you can possibly be. So you're going to create your villain. And this is the task for the first week. This is a 6-week training course. And over each week, you have a very important task. And the task for this week is to create your villain. To make sure that there was no disadvantages involved, your villain's going to be a clone of you. But what your villain's going to have is he's going to have some things you don't have. And your villain is going to be the person who basically, without requirement for motivation, without being, no matter how he feels that day, no matter how stressed he is from work, regardless of what happens to him, your villain's going to be the guy who always does exactly what he wants to do. So your villain...
Boom. Just drop some straight knowledge right there. All right. Every single time you wake up and you go do something and you wonder to yourself, damn, I slacked on this. I should have done this, but I didn't get it done. Guess what? You're your own enemy, and your enemy got it done. The best version of yourself got it done, but you didn't. And that should be in the back of your head. And every single day you should be competing with your enemy, which is yourself. And you should be doing the things that you feel like you don't want to do. And that will make you a lot more grateful for life. Let's be honest. If you're feeling depressed, that's how you overcome those things.
He's going to be the guy who goes to the gym regardless of how he feels. Your villain's going to be the guy who approaches every beautiful girl he ever sees and says, hey, I really think you're beautiful. Goes over to him and talks to them. Your villain's going to be the guy who asks for a raise at work. Your villain's going to be the guy who does everything he wants, regardless of how he feels, regardless if he's not motivated or not, regardless if he's shy to talk to that girl or people are watching or his ankle hurts, he doesn't want to go to the gym, whatever. Or he thinks his boss is going to fire him. Your villain is that dude who does anything he wants to do. So for this week, you have to sit and you have to make a list of all the things.
So who do you think Andrew Tate's villain is? Is it Jake Paul or is it Andrew Tate? Is it Andrew Tate knowing damn well, hey, he's got a fierce-ass opponent in front of him, and every single day that Andrew Tate doesn't work towards improving his conditioning, improving his boxing, his stance, his strategy, Andrew Tate's got a long list of things to do, and he's got a lot of money and time to get it done. And his mentality is sharp as hell. So is he going to be able to get back in the ring and do what he needs to do? I think he is. And this is exactly why. Yo, shout out to you, Dojo of the Game. Thank you for the love. W Livestream.
You have to sit there and say, if I did everything I wanted to do, if I were to be the best version of myself possible, what would I do? Okay, well, I'd go to the gym every day. I'd get up at 6 a.m. and I'd go to the gym every day. You write that down. I'd approach every beautiful girl I ever see and I'd introduce myself and try and get their Instagram or their number. You'd write that down. For example, I'd start a side business. Even though I don't know anything about it, I'd learn how to make websites. My villain's the kind of guy who would sit there and he'd learn how to do it by himself and he'd start his own online business. Write that down. My villain's the kind of guy who reads really important books. I say I don't have time, but my enemy, this villain, he reads books. He finds time. He doesn't watch TV ever. He doesn't waste time ever. He doesn't eat junk food. He reads books. Writes it down.
So you see how his enemy is always making what? His enemy is always making sacrifices in his life. All right. So you as yourself, you should be making sacrifices. Oh, I'd like to eat the processed sugar, but instead I'm going to eat healthy because my enemy is going to eat healthy. The better version of myself is always going to eat healthy. All right, making those decisions, making those sacrifices is going to determine your success in life. And all these things are going to compound and bring you a lot more success, a lot more of the things that you want to do, right? So you need to state your objective and you need to set up your mentality so you can reach all the goals over and over and over again. And then you're going to develop an ego, which is another part.
Make a list. Now, this list at first should be easy for you, but then you're going to get to about 7 or 8 things and you're going to stop. No, this list needs to be 25 to 30 points long, minimum. This guy you're building, your arch nemesis, you have to write down every single quality about this guy. What he does. He goes to the gym every day, 6 a.m. He doesn't watch TV. He doesn't eat junk food. He goes up to beautiful girls, etc., etc., etc. 25 or 30 points long, because this is going to become your enemy for the next 6 weeks of training. You want to become a hero, you need someone to battle against. This is who you're battling against. You're battling against a better version of yourself, a version of yourself that doesn't succumb to how he feels, but does what he's supposed to do anyway. So this is who your villain's going to be. And when you're writing down this list, all the qualities your villain has, imagine what this person looks like. You have to put genuine effort into this. You have to imagine what he looks like, imagine how he walks, imagine how he talks, imagine what people think when they see him. Imagine how different you would be if you had been going to the gym every single day for an hour and a half, every single day for the last 2, 3, 4 years. Imagine it. Imagine how differently people would look at you. Imagine how differently females would treat you if you were jacked like that guy would be. You have to sit and you have to put down all these qualities, and then once the qualities are there, 25 or 30 minimum, then you have to imagine what kind of person this is. You have to imagine what he looks like, what he talks like, what he thinks like. Imagine how he views the world, because this is who you're going to be battling against. So you have to put genuine effort into constructing this person and understanding this person. The reason I'm saying do this is because this is what motivates me every single day. When I was training for a fight, the reason I'd always go train is because I knew my...
You see, now this is exactly how Andrew Tate trains for the fight, man. All right? He makes a list of his villain, of his opponent, which is himself. He makes a list of the things that he knows he has to do, he knows he has to get better at, and he works towards it every single day to become that guy. Like, that's the W. That's the greatest advice right there, man. Who has had mirror matches, Tate or JP? I don't know. Both Tate and JP have brothers they spar with almost daily. I don't know almost daily, but I hope they do.
Enemy was training. But when I stopped fighting professionally, I thought, well, what enemy do I have? And I realized I had to create my own. So when I don't feel like going to the gym, I imagine I've built my own enemy. I won't even list all the things that my enemy has. He has a whole bunch of shit I don't have. And he would be an nearly impossible person to beat. But when I sit and I don't feel like going to the gym, I know my enemy's training because he trains no matter what, regardless of how he feels, regardless if he's pissed off or if there's traffic or it's raining or he's tired. My enemy trains. When I see a girl and she's beautiful but all her friends are there, I'm afraid they're going to laugh at me, my enemy wouldn't give a fuck. He'd go over there anyway. That's who he is. He's the man. So when I understood who I was truly battling against, then you have two choices. You either rise up to try and take him on, or you become a little pussy. You have the choice. Do I want to lose to this man I've created and I've built? Do I want to lose to him, or do I want to beat him or compete with him? And you have to make a choice, and you sit there and go, well, I know that the person I created in my mind, my arch nemesis, would go over there and he'd talk to all the girls. And he'd fuck 2 of them, let alone 1. This is an extremely important facet. For the next 6 weeks, we're going to be doing lots of things that are going to revert back to the enemy that you've created. So you have to put genuine effort into putting together this person. You have to imagine everything about them from start to finish. You have to imagine standing next to them. If you were standing next to this guy right now with no shirt on, who would girls want to fuck? Who would people respect? And the crazy thing about all of this is that this person is you. This person is you. It's just you with a little bit of a different path or a different take on life. It's you who's the person who does whatever he's supposed to do regardless of how he feels. It's you with an iron mind. This is the exact point of it. The reason creating this enemy is so important, and the reason viewing him and seeing how he sees the world and understanding how important and powerful this person is important, is because that person is you. That person is you who does what he's supposed to do without fail. That's all it is. And when you truly, truly put this person together and you truly, truly understand him, and you find out what you could be and you find out what you're battling against, you're going to become far more difficult to demotivate. It's going to be much harder for someone to say to you, don't go to the gym, because you're going to know, well, my enemy, this guy, give him a name, whatever.
You see, and this is almost perceiving something at the highest possible level. So always looking around your surroundings, right? And understanding where you stand in your surroundings, because you know exactly who you are and what the better version of yourself should be doing. And that's where that quote comes in, right? My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer infatigability, right? Always training, always being perceptive, always looking around, looking for new opportunities, applying the things that you've learned today, right? In the back of your head, coupled with sheer infatigability. So, right? So you've trained, you've gone to the gym, you have almost copious amounts of stamina, all right? Makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. You apply those things towards anything. You become tireless and you become perceptive. Therefore, you're able to accomplish and be the most productive you can possibly be. And that's why it's important to have an iron mind like this.
This dude's going to the gym. That's why he looks how he looks. And that's who I'm being compared to. So I have to go to the gym. Oh yeah, but I'm tired. Well, you don't go then. My training partner doesn't want to go. Fine, you don't go. I am going. I'm not the guy who's going to let this man beat me. And you have to start comparing yourself to this guy in every single facet. I still do it to this day. I compare my bank balance to this guy's, and he's killing me. I compare my body to this guy's, he's killing me. I compare so many things about myself. You guys may look at me and go, oh, Tate, millionaire, girls, this, that, that. I'm still comparing myself to this person I've created. And I know.
See, here's the difference, though. He's comparing himself, obviously, to himself, but he's not letting it hold him back. He's not letting the feelings overwhelm him to the point where he does nothing. No, that motivates him, that inspires him, because he always has it in the back of his head. I know what I'm supposed to do, and if I'm not doing it, then I deserve to feel like shit.
I'm losing. And that's what drives me forward. That's why I don't miss the gym. That's how I find a way to make money. That's how I do whatever it takes to succeed, because I know who I'm battling against. Most of you guys have no enemy. You have no enemy. Or you have an enemy which is somebody else. You're looking at Justin Bieber or Drake or some shit. That's not going to motivate you. That's pointless. It's not going to help you. Or you have no enemy at all. You have a support structure around you, and you have people say, oh, you're great just the way you are. You're beautiful just the way you are. And you're sitting there and living in your little comfort zone like a little bitch. Bullshit. Put this enemy together from start to finish. Feel free to email me the list. Email me the list. I'll see if there's anything you've missed out. My email address is at the bottom of the screen.
So, Tate advice. Tate advice. Listen, everybody that's joined me, thank you for joining me. Thank you for pulling up to another fucking W-ass live stream. I really enjoyed this shit. Listen, if you want to see some training videos, you want to follow me on IG, you want to talk to me, all right? Right now is the best moment to do it. So, hit me up on IG, Jesus George. And yeah, man, DM me, whatever. Follow the TikTok account. That's blowing up too. Everybody here, thank you so much. I still believe that Andrew Tate's going to win. I'm going to give it to him. I think he's going to do what he has to do behind the gym. I think right now that he, analytically speaking, he's at a huge disadvantage, all right? Just by the way he boxes, he's at a huge disadvantage. And that's why he hasn't really wanted to touch boxing. So maybe they'll do kickboxing. We don't know. There's still negotiations yet. It could fall through. But if I'm going to put money somewhere, I'm going to put it behind Andrew Tate. I'm going to keep it 100, bro. I'm going to put it behind Andrew Tate because I think that strategically he could find some flaws in Jake Paul's boxing, which I think would really be his stamina at this point. Let's be honest. So everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm out. Peace.